Welcome. And welcome back to Heretic Owl Tarot. If you're new, thank you. If you're a current subscriber or if you're back, also thank you. Of course, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, all of the things that help me get some traction in the algorithm, because isn't that just life, right? Algorithms. Anyway, I wanted to do this quick intro. I did not do this on the Scorpio video. That's okay. But I wanted to do this quick intro because it's 2023 and we are no longer going to assume that people know things without us actually telling people those things, right? And asking for what we want. So I do want you to subscribe to the channel. I want you to come back, press the notification thing, bell thing, so you know the videos are posted whenever they get posted. I would love that. Also, I do have an Etsy store. The link is below, because in true manifesting generator form, my soul cannot just have one thing to focus on. I have to have a bunch. So I do have that. I actually have 2 Etsy stores. One of them is on vacation for now. What else? I am working on getting personal readings back up and running since I've been back, but also just kind of trying to surrender to the flow of that. I mean, I know that'll come exactly when it's meant to. Was there anything else? On Instagram, I post daily, quickie energy reads, like, tarot updates. I was posting those on YouTube, but like on YouTube Shorts, but there's like a 60-second limit to those, and they've just been longer than that. So my Instagram is going to be linked below as well, so check that out. What else? I thought that there was more, and now I'm like drawing a blank, because that's what happens when you are a little vulnerable, I don't know. I guess I'm going to leave it there. If there is anything else, I'll mention it at the start of the video. Hello. Or I guess hello again. I usually go in order of the zodiac or human design profiles, but I didn't want to go in that order today, or I guess this month or this time. So I wrote everybody down on pieces of paper, and this is how we're choosing. Who goes next? Okay. Let's see. 4, 6. Let's do it. So for the human design profile readings, I'm going to read a blurb from a website called humandesignTools.com. I'll link it in the description below if you want to check out the website for other good information regarding human design. But it says, for the 4-6 or opportunist role model profile, your experiences with others brings your wisdom to share. Your whole life is about your external world, 2 upper trigram lines. Yet you still have a personal karma, so it's important for you to be absorbed in your own process. For your first 30 years, there will be a lot of experimenting, particularly with relationships and friends. You experience a push and pull between wanting to be among your community and wanting to be alone, and this can be very confusing for you. There can be a real fear of rejection with this profile. It's important not to seek external validation, but rather to settle into who you are with the people you love and respect. Love that. Does that sound like you? Some of my greatest friends are 4-6s. We're going to pull an oracle card here. I'll get my words together, hopefully, at some point. Oracle card, and then we'll get more information from the tarot. So, this just came out for somebody else, but I wonder I think it was Cancer. So I wonder if you're a Cancer also, and if you watched that message, I wonder if there's going to be like just additional information for you in this reading. Or if you're not a Cancer and if you have, significant placements in Cancer, I would recommend even checking that out, or not. It's just, for whatever reason, I feel there's a link, but we have the Path here. This is such a beautiful card. And it's interesting because we have this figure here, and it's like they're not even quite standing at this ladder yet, but there's this hesitation almost, because just their body language, it's not like it's like they're waiting, is how that feels. You could be moving. Also, I mean, we have this place that has mountains, and then this place through the window there it looks flatter. Also has like a greener pastures type vibe to it. I mean, literally, because there's a green pasture on it. But yeah, let's kind of see what the tarot has to say. I mean, you could be embarking on a new path. That could be something that you're considering. There could be something opening up for you. But it also, like there's also a need to, it's like you have to make a decision to go up the ladder and into this new, whatever it is, opportunity or life, or, I mean, it could be a mentality. But maybe you're in a position where you are weighing your options. We just need 6 cards here. Was it Cancer? It might have been Virgo, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. I'm not sure. I mean, it'll be the title of the video if you feel like going to look for it. We just need 6 cards. There's also the difference too where it's nighttime here, and to me it's daytime in the other place. Like it feels like the sun is coming up in the other place. Let me see. Well, this is 6 cards. This is... But now I'm like, maybe it's this way. I'm just gonna put these down and then I'll figure it out over. Okay. It's interesting because, at the beginning, right when all these cards came out, I was going to do the 3 of Wands first, and that was because, if I flipped them over, this would have been on the top. But then I was like, well, that's not the way that they came out. So I put the Justice card down first, and I really feel like it could go either way, which is really kind of interesting because we have the 7 of Cups in the reverse here, and that to me feels like getting lost in options or like semantics almost. Like, yeah, it makes sense that it goes this way. It makes sense that it could go the other way. And maybe we'll talk about both. But it's just kind of interesting. Let's start at the beginning. We have the Justice card, and that's a card of Libra. So could be significant, could not, doesn't have to be. But Justice talks about the scales balancing, fairness. There's a bit of karma that goes into it. It's, getting what you deserve, whether that's a good thing or bad thing. It could be marriage, it could be divorce, there could be some sort of legal thing involved. There's also an element of sacrifice in there, specifically in this card, because if you can see, I'm not sure if you can't, like I can't really see the camera. They're holding a pomegranate here, and the flesh from their hand is gone. So it's kind of like, success at what cost? Like you won, but at what cost? But also there's the element of giving it your all, because pomegranates represent fertility. And that's, fertility. I mean, it can be reproductive, as far as, I guess, is it biology? Like as far as pregnancy or reproduction in that way. But it's more so, like fertile opportunity, like things just kind of pop up for you. Things work out, But again, it's like, what was the cost of that? Are you trying to make things happen at the expense of your well-being? But again, there is this pride kind of element, just the body language, they're feeling accomplished is, the feeling that I'm getting. And again, I didn't even look down here yet. We have the Ten of Swords. Talk about at what cost? What's the expense here? Is it your mental health? How is your mental health? How has your mental health? Oh my gosh. Oh, my Atlanta, I cannot talk today. It's also really kind of interesting that, these cards here are darker. These cards here, this is like, I'm getting really frustrated with myself and my my inability to use words properly. Again, you know what? I'm going too far ahead. And if I'm being annoying, I apologize. But I don't want to start this message over either. The Ten of Swords talks about, look, they're down. Swords having to do with our thoughts, our mind. It's our ego also. That's generally where we hear our ego, is in our mind. So it's, what are the stories that we are attaching or that we have attached to certain experiences or to ourselves and our own abilities? Like even getting stuck down here in this hesitation, is it analysis paralysis type of thing? The good thing about the 10 though is that it's a completion. So it's like you've considered all of the options already. There's nothing else to consider. Or if there are other people involved, they've said their piece. They've spoken their minds also. Swords also have to deal with truth. And we can see that the Ten of Swords, or this figure here is holding the Ace of Swords here. So there's 9 swords in their back. It's almost like that they were trying to defend their truth, like their divine truth, defending your idea, or defending your position, your way of thinking, what you know to be true for your life, And this could just be how, like mentally you might be here, but it's also like I'm still kind of standing strong here. I got to this point that I wanted to get to, even if it wasn't easy. And then we have the Hermit card. And what I was trying to say, now that we've moved on from these 2 cards, what I was trying to say before is, over here I was talking about how it's nighttime, but it's daytime through the window. Both of these cards, it's more nighttime. Both of these cards, it's daytime. So I also just kind of find that to be interesting. And with the Hermit card is a card of Virgo. And the Hermit card talks about introspection. It's going within. It's also, like only you can walk your path. Only you can be the one to decide what that path looks like for you. Nobody else can do that for you. I mean, sure, you can talk to people and get advice and opinions and all of that, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you should mold your life around them. This also talks about like getting quiet enough to, it's almost like, like through isolation, because that, it does have a lone wolf kind of isolation quality to it. And through that, it like helps you discover what next steps you want to take, or what is the next step on the path. And there's always a light. Generally, I think traditionally, the Hermit is holding a lantern with the star in it, and the star card talks about faith and trusting the process. But there's always light in the dark. So if this is how you've been feeling lately, like a little in the dark, or like you can't necessarily see the path forward, it's almost like just be sure to also like find the light, whatever that means. I'm not trying to say, I'm not trying to like push a toxic positivity thing where it's like, oh, it could always be worse. Find the positive. I'm just saying it's like, light your own candle here. There's also this hourglass symbol here. So, that's really catching my attention. So maybe you feel like there's a time limit, or you feel rushed, or whether that's a time limit that you're putting on yourself, or that is being put on you somehow. Oh my gosh, there's this dog that is going crazy outside. I don't know if you can hear it. It's absolutely freezing outside. Okay. I literally went outside to see like if I could tell where that dog barking is coming from. And honestly, I can't even tell. Because I am in the mood, like I would drive over to somebody's house and be like, can you bring your dog inside? It's literally like 14 degrees outside right now. Anyway, okay, sorry about that. I swear, I'm not usually, well, you know what? I am sometimes. I was gonna say, I'm not usually so annoying. So if this is your first time being here, if you even stayed this long, I hope you come back. It's real life over here, and sometimes it's just this messy. So, Hermit. What is so interesting too is that look at the difference here, because we have the Page of Wands. They are alone, right? But there's more of this enjoyment quality on the Page of Wands, though. This is a bit more grim, a bit more serious, if you will. There's a wisdom quality that comes with this also, because, this person is older, just judging by the gray beard. And the Page of Wands is about adventure, fun. It's like literally stopping to smell the roses, or, they're listening for these birds up here. Wands having to do with action, communication, desire, passion. It's fire energy also. This is earth, air, water, fire. So it's interesting because this is saying like maybe it is time for a new adventure of some kind. Like maybe that's taking on a different position at work. Maybe that's your day-to-day. how you spend your time day to day, and there's this element here of like enjoying that, or even, like I'm getting this feeling of gratitude, but man, of course, it's so important, right, to have gratitude and to have a gratitude practice. But I also know like how hard that can be sometimes, especially if you are in this type of energy. It's hard to put any more energy into gratitude because it's almost like, duh, I am grateful. There are a lot of things. That's what I was saying before, right? Like there are so many things to be grateful for. There's so many things to be positive about. However, I feel like we have to go through this. We have to go through this in order to even be able to see this. And this reading could just be saying that it's literally around the corner. Or, if you turned your head and squinted a little bit, like, seeing it from some sort of a different perspective, even though we don't have the hanged man out here. This could also just be saying that that's what you are working on. Like maybe you are working on, figuring out the things that do bring you enjoyment or fun, or what do you actually want to put your energy into? What are the things that you want to act on? What is your passion? What is, like, what are the things that you desire? And maybe that's what you are doing here, is giving yourself some time to figure that out. But also like maybe you feel limited on the amount of time that you have for that. This could even be distraction. Like maybe you are there's something like a goal or something that you are trying to work towards, but it's like you can't get yourself to focus on that thing long enough to do it. It's very interesting because like these two things, it's like they're separate, but they're also together. But they're also separate. Like these two things are going on in the same person at the same time, type of thing is what I mean. And then over here, we have literally two cards about like forward movement. We have the Chariot, which is the card of Cancer. But the Chariot talks about literally being propelled forward or being moved forward. And it really kind of depends on your situation, whether you're the one that's doing that or whether it's, the universe or God or spirit, or if you connect to a higher power. It's like you're in the right place. Whatever you're doing, it's like you are exactly where you need to be. And you're doing exactly what you should be doing. I hate that word should, but it still just comes out sometimes. Because it all counts, right? Like even this and this, it's still getting you to a point like you have to almost go through this in order to go to the place where you ultimately want to end up, whatever that is for you. Like, if that's a career, job, your life in general. Because it's like, how do you know what you don't want? Or how do you know what you want if you don't know what you don't want? If that makes sense. I want to look up what the meaning of a lotus is. Purity, rebirth, and strength. Yeah, I knew there was something there because a lotus it says, lotuses rise from the mud without stains. They are often viewed as a symbol of purity. I'm not a huge fan of the word purity because I think it just, purity culture, it just, I mean, if you, again, like if it's a purifying of your life thing, if it's this journey of, deconditioning, rebirth even, it was mentioning, right? Exactly. That's what this process is. Oh my Lanta. And even if, this is taking longer than you thought, it could be mentally kicking your butt, distractions galore, but also discovering what you do enjoy. And even this imagery of the chariot going in that direction, right? It's like literally moving. It's moving beyond this experience here. It's not flying back in, it's flying away, right? And then with the Three of Wands, it's like literal information coming in or going out. The Three of Wands is about like choosing a direction. This is when, like you are actively doing the thing. So, they are this hawk or whatever this is now flying off. And then there's this owl back here. It looks like an owl. It could be some other type of bird, but they're carrying a package. So there's information coming in, going out. They're standing on top of this rock here. Again, even just this, there's like purpose in this card. It's like the sacrifice that you have made or are making, because this could just be something that you're still like in the middle of. You could be in the beginning of, you could be towards the end of it, right? I mean, again, it's going to depend on your situation, but the sacrifices that have been made have gotten you to this point of like purpose. Like now you know like what you want to keep, what you want to let go of. It almost like becomes easier to figure those things out, like this constant stream of incoming and outgoing. And then, like I said, with the Seven of Cups in the reverse here that came out that way, it's like, because generally the Seven of Cups upright is about options, but it's also even about like getting lost in those options or like daydreamy, is what I mean by that, or like window shopping. And with it being in the reverse, it's kind of like, it has this like organized quality to it. Like there's now, kind of an organization of things that you want, or how you're going to get them, or there's like no stone left unturned, because all these cups are upside down now. So you've gone through all of them. There's these planetary symbols here also. So there could be bigger type of transits happening for you. We have the moon, Mars, Sun, Jupiter, Saturn. I think Mercury and Venus are on here too. So that, like I said, there could be some big transits going on for you in those, or with those planets. I know Jupiter is in Aries right now, so you can see where Aries is in your chart. Mars is in Gemini until March, I believe. So you could see where that is. The moon is where? Somewhere. We just had a full moon in Leo on Sunday, so it might be in Virgo now. I believe Saturn is in Aquarius, or is it Pisces? See, I should have this pulled up if I was going to talk about it. Well, I don't think I thought I was going to talk about it. Where's the period? What? There we go. There we go. Oh, I don't want to have to like sign in and do all of that. Okay. Today is the 8th or something? No, the 9th. I'm just gonna do like the time right now. Let's just see. Oops. Yeah, so Saturn is in Aquarius. Jupiter is in Aries. Oh, the moon is in Libra. So that's interesting. If you're watching this sometime around February 9th. So yeah, all of that is to say that, there could be just, some bigger placements or some bigger transits going on in your chart that's affecting all of this. And we have the 10 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So it's kind of like this, this vibe of, like everything is going to be okay. Everything always is okay, right? But it's like hard to see that if you are in the middle of like a total dismantling, right? But like the 10 of Pentacles talks about family, legacy. This could be what you're working on is a legacy for your family, or it could have some relation to a family legacy. But Pentacles having to deal with our money, our time, worth actually just came up. So that's kind of interesting. There's all these bags of money around here. There's a couple generations, like there's kids. This looks like an older person here. And then, this person could be buying vegetables from this person. So, even about having resources or materials, like just this message about, what you're working towards is going to manifest however you want that to look for you. Queen of Cups, feeling stable emotionally, knowing actually even what you're feeling. There's this calm element to it. I mean, there's still like this waterfall going on behind them, but in this little pool that they have their toes dipped into, it's pretty calm. So it's almost like being able to face the craziness, like with a level head. We have the Sun card. Are you kidding me? Yeah, everything good. This is literal, it's life force energy. We even have, the children on here again. So even a legacy quality to that. But, she's making yarn here. So it's like being able to depend on yourself, even if, because there's a little lightning flash coming off this boat back here. And like I was saying, even with the Queen of Cups, it's like no matter what is going on around you or in the background, you'll be okay. And that just might be like a global thing, because globally things are crazy. We have the Emperor behind there being an authority, reaching a place of authority. Yeah, it's a journey for sure. I'm going to leave it there. And if you've made it this far, thank you. And it's an honor to read your cards. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.